And good morning. It is Throwback Thursday. We're just going to do some double bass drumming on the double bass drum kit. Hope everyone's having a nice warm morning in their studio or in their class or in their home or in their church or wherever you're at. Hope you're having a good time this morning on your drum set or your studies or your computer or your electronic drum or your keyboard, whatever you're doing, your guitar, your harmonica, whatever it is, get it out and play it. You can jam along with me if you want. All I'm doing is just some warm-ups, some rudiments, and a little bit of footing exercises. We redid the studio yesterday, so everything's all reattached to the rack here. So when I get in there and do my exercises, everything should be secured very nicely. So let's get going here. All right. Bear with me on this. Really just simple. All I did was just repeat the sticking to the foot. So we'll show you how to do that. Check 1, 2.
simple riff that most people can do on a 3-piece kit. Takes me a few more pieces to do it just to get the sound. Mainly the pitch difference of the kick and the hi-hats changing between high and low, open and closed. So you can hear it panning. That's why I do that. It's just for fun. Breaks up the boredom of the same beat, just giving it the timbre change. the lowest setting on the kit. As I got older, worked in factories and research, got out of the factory, wasn't as physically fit as I used to be, had more injuries. I learned from other players and students because sometimes you have to learn how to deal with adversity, such as dealing with the height adjustments on your throwing actually helps your double bass playing better with your rolls. What it does is it rises you up above the pedal and it lets your foot dangle a bit. I learned this about a guy that went on tour with 2 broken feet, and he had to have his guys carry him across the world on the airplane, in and out. Real popular thrash band. I won't name names, but this is a true story I heard from a student that was a friend with this guy. So he had to be carried all the way across the world with broken ankles, but they rose his throwing up high enough just so it could dangle down. And he let gravity be his friend, where he was using more of the shifting of his heels and his toes as opposed to relying on the flat footness. So he was kind of, and he did a successful 18 dates in Europe. He came back and finished his US dates in quite a bit of pain, but needless to say, he got across by raising his throwing just a bit to where he could just, kind of like if you're a short guy sitting on a bar stool, sometimes you're sitting up and there might be a little bar at the bottom of the bar, but then there might be a bar on your bar stool. If you can imagine that distance and then dropping it down to dangle the distance between that. So if you're 4 or 5 feet tall and you're sitting on that 3 or 4 foot bench, your feet are going to dangle. Well, if you imagine raising up your drum throwing to half that height. How am I going to do that? Well, I just raise it. You see how much higher my head is to my mic now. This was the difference in what we're trying to show you, playing low and high. So now you see how much higher I am on the throne. Gives you more force on the pedal as far as gravity working with you, kind of like the stick drop thing. Kind of like the molar technique, where you're not really using your wrist to press, but you're just kind of relying on the drops that are natural. So I was thinking that may have been what he was doing, was applying the molar technique to his foot. I know this sounds funny to keep interweaving topics into something before, but on my own time, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to bore you because you're going to go back and play this. Oh, we just talked about that 3 days ago. He taught that. And then he's working it into the conversation with his feet. Now, how did he do that? Well, the guy had broken ankles toward, and my definition, it was a free bounce like that. So, you hear that? Now, right there, you can already hear the natural bass. And the only thing I like nowadays with pedals, name brands or not, I've gone out and I've seen some of the coolest pedals out there from all over the world. And a lot of them just have enough weight on them and anchor on them just to stay in place. And that's the other thing. Angie and I, we cleaned up this area yesterday, got all the pedals reset in here, got the bass drum set in, the rugs back under this kit. Maintenance of your pedals is always a good deal because, if you've been in COVID, your kit may have collected a lot of dust, and you want to, you know, keep up with your maintenance of your gear. Take everything out, clean it, disinfect it, replace it, what have you, put it back together, and enjoy your gear being in tip-top shape. It's kind of like maintaining your motorcycle or your car or your SUV or your motorhome. You know, with a double bass throwback kit, there's a lot of working parts that are real tedious. So believe it or not, when I come in the mornings, there's a lot of things I'm checking before I even play with y'all. I'm checking for little noises and dings that might be rattling, because I'll be able to hear it in my microphones. I know you will too. So there's a lot more than goes into it than just coming in here and jamming on it. When you do this stuff with these big kits, you want to mic it properly, or it's just a big rattly mess. Yeah, exactly what we said. You didn't waste your time because you're miking up a pile of trash. And that's what it really is. It's just recycled trash made into something nice. Look at that. Woods and metals and plastics, bells and whistles and ding dang jangles and little flappity doo daps and bing bop beat a boom bams. The incredible junk. Okay, if this goes up, you'll see it by noon. If not, I'll probably watch it 10 times and not share it. Have a good one. Throwback Thursday. The thirstiest day on earth. Houston, Texas. Statewide. Nationwide, worldwide. David W Seymour, Davey Demon, YouTube Live.